Hey, welcome to Dirt Live. We're coming to you live from San Diego, California. George Antill.
Diana Dahlgren, and we have another great show planned for you guys this week. But before we start the show, George, how you been?
Good. I had a busy week,
Yeah.
After the show last week, made a trip on down to Ensenada for the premiere Cactus Films.
Sweet. How was that?
Awesome.
You and Roger get some goodies.
Yeah, we got our little goodie pack here, and this one here is the Blu-ray, and this one here is your regular DVD, and it's a Baja 500.
Do you look good?
We both look good.
We both look good. So you guys aren't going to want to miss.
Yeah, 7 hours,
DVDs.
and I'll tell you what they do. You got to appreciate Cactus Films. They show every racer that's in the race. I mean, 7 hours from the start of the motorcycles all the way to the finish of the cars and trucks.
Well, cool. You know what? That's pretty important because it's such a crazy task going out to race these races, and it sucks when you don't get notoriety, So these guys make sure to give every rider, every participant some notoriety, which is great.
Right, so get your copy right now.
Did you go surfing?
Little surfing. Yeah, I did a little surfing too, and been doing that, and of course, relaxing, getting ready for the show. What did you do?
Oh, you know what? I'm actually a homeowner now, so I have to turn on my water power, move in, get all my furniture out that's been sitting in storage. But I'm excited. Exciting time in my life right now. So having a blast doing that. But I got a clip of you surfing.
You did? You weren't over there? Oh my! You snuck somebody in.
You were naked.
Naked? Oh my God!
I actually have a video. Andrew, roll it.
Oh, let's see.
Just kidding. Obviously, you're not naked. I just want to show everyone George's surfing skills because he talks about it so much.
I'm doing a little boogie board.
You hear that?
I didn't know you were there. You slept there last night.
I know. That's me sitting on the sidelines just trying to... Damn, George, I didn't know you're that good.
Do that 360?
Seriously, check out that flexibility, girls.
I mean, this old guy can get it on.
I know. We can check it out. Anyway, so, snuck on you a little bit. Wow. Had to get that footage. And besides that, I was just waiting to do my Dirt Live show every week.
Yeah, can't wait to get here.
I know. We have an awesome show planned out for you guys today. Me and George are interviewing Todd. Tenbrook. It's not Tenenbrook. I know. Todd Tenbrook. We also have Jesse Jones. These guys are awesome. They've been cracking us up offset here before we started recording. And we also have an amazing video of the week.
Yes.
Not going to want to miss it. Yep. And also Tech Talk with Jake. So we're going to head on over to our video of the week right now. Not going to want to miss it. And we'll be right back with you.
We're at the 2013 Huck Fest competition. It's a jump contest in Pismo Beach. It's my first year ever being here, and we decided to bring the trophy truck and see if we can win this thing. After getting here, my first impression of Pismo Beach is it's different from any other sand dunes that I've ever been to. It's very beautiful. You got the ocean 30 yards away from camp. The dunes are a lot bigger than I thought. It's a lot bigger than Dumont, not quite as big as Glamis. It's a lot of fun to drive around the dunes, and it's really a nice place to go duning. My goal to come a day early was to kind of pre-run the jump that we're going to use in the competition to see how the trophy truck handles the jump, if I need to make any suspension changes or changes to the vehicle, and just kind of, put together a game plan of what I'm going to do for contest day. sand, I mean, especially the sand out here is super, super soft, so we're not running our typical race tire. We're running a Toyo 39-inch Toyo that is shaved down, and I have vulcanized paddle tires that are very, very aggressive paddles for sand drag cars attached to our race tire. We're not really at work, we're on vacation, and I get to bring the whole team out and have a good time and, you know, sit by the campfire and hang out. Pismo Beach Huck Fest started as just, you know, a handful of guys, maybe 15 guys coming out on a certain weekend and jumping their trucks, and that was like 5 years ago. Now it's evolved into this big, huge jump competition with trucks and buggies, and we even got a couple monster trucks out here, so it's turned into a really big event. There was a bunch of competitors that I've never met before that were just a lot of fun. I mean, Mike Higgins was one of them. He's like the traditional kind of off-road racer that's a little bit crazy. I pulled the start line, and as the first thing that I saw is him go wide up against a face and, you know, fly corkscrew sideways into the winning, you know, longest huck. And I was like, oh my God, I have to compete against that. Like, I better get brave.
Someone's giving you an award for the longest standing.
Yeah, the award for the person that waited the longest for an award. After all, I actually did get a trophy. I'm not quite sure what it's for. I guess it's for a cumulative distance of 438 feet. It's definitely the most unique trophy that I've ever gotten.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. What an awesome video, man. I want to go to the sand dunes.
I want to go to Huck Fest next year. I was actually invited to Huck Fest this year. I didn't get the opportunity to go. I was on a trip, but how rad is that? BJ goes out there with his truck, helicopters are out there, and they have a blast, you know? Obviously, they jump their trucks, but, you know, it's a big party as well.
A lot of crazies out there.
A lot of craziness. But anyways, that was our video of the week. Awesome bid. And now we're gonna go over to our tech tip, some tech talk with Jake. And it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. That's why we're bringing it back for you UTV guys. We gotta brush you guys up on some
safety issues that we'll use those at the Baja 1000.
some tech skills.
Yeah.
Good tech skills. All right,
We'll be
let
right
Jake
back.
take it away.
Howdy folks, Jake Velasco here, Score Technical Director. We're here tonight to talk to you about UTV class, what it takes to get involved in off-road racing, what you need to show up at the race to have an adequate race performance vehicle. First off, you gotta have your roll cage, all your gusseting and your corner gussets. To find out tubing wall and tubing thickness, you can go on Score website, Score International, and purchase a rule book, or sign up as a member. It comes with a membership. Part of the safety products you need, you're gonna need a race seat. Most racers prefer a suspension seat, helps you on the ride, the comfort and so forth. You'll need a 5-point safety harness, a 3-inch safety harness. This one here is built by Mastercraft. It's actually got extra padding and stuff for you. Makes for a more comfortable ride. Your seatbelt's gotta be SFI rated within 3 years of production. You got to have non-swinging doors, solid doors. This one here built by Black Rhino. Black Rhino started basically from a factory UTV and upgraded it to be able to be race legal. You're also going to need a fuel cell, a safety fuel cell. Fuel cell, it can have bladder or non-bladder. What we do recommend, or actually what we make you have, is a firewall. Driver, passenger have to be completely surrounded by a firewall. So if you roll over or crash, no fuel burns or anything in the compartment. Fuel cells also got to be vented correctly. It's got to be vented up and over, so gravity will help vent it. So in case of a rollover, it'll have a ball valve, check valve in it, so fuel won't come rushing out of the vent hose in case of a rollover. Those of you avid off-road users that want to get into off-road racing, this is your most affordable way to get into it. You can go down, buy a brand new UTV, get your roll cage installed, get your non-swinging doors involved, window nets, your suspension seats, your Mastercraft 3-inch safety harnesses, your fuel cell. You got to have a fuel cell compartment, firewall, and you're ready to go racing. With all that being said, keep those text questions coming. We'll answer them as soon as we can. Other than that, we'll see you guys at the races.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. Jake, awesome job, buddy, showing those UTV guys what they need to get prepared for the Baja 1000.
That's right. We got to give those UTV guys some love more often. So thanks, Jake, for hooking us up. But for now, we got to touch on the forum a little bit. I know you guys hear from us every week, but we want you to head on over to score-international.com. Check out the forum boards there. Ton of stuff going on. Anything from off-roading to George Antill to
Or
Andrew
Diana
behind the
Dahlgren.
camera. To me, I guess so.
And if you have any good dirt on her, get over there and get to her.
You're not going to find any. Sorry. Anyways, so check out the forum. It's free. It's free. It's free. As you guys heard him on the commercials, it's free. So head on over to our forum, score-international.com, for everything you need off-road. But for now, we're going to get into our guests. We're going to bring the guys on here in a couple seconds. But for now, we're going to head to commercials. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss Todd and Jesse. They're awesome.
See you right back here on Dirt Live.
You've never experienced off-road racing like this. Join the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series as they take you up close and personal with some of the hottest names in the racing business. Feel like you're part of the action with a front row seat and join the hard-hitting action of off-road racing. Lucas Oil Off-Road on MAV TV.
Hello, my name is Pat Dean. I'm the owner of Butch's Speed Shop, which I purchased in 2007 from my father, Butch Dean. We've just done an awesome renovation of the store to carry all lines of high-performance off-road parts. And I'd love for you to come inside and check us out.
The Eldorado brought you Power Pennies, where you get bonus spins for free play and bonuses follow you. Now, we're giving you more power to win with Power Ponies. Now win 5 times more on hourly races. More power to win. Win free play daily with random birthday bonus. Fantastic Friday slot tournaments. Win up to $1,000. Play Power Pennies at the Eldorado.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. We're here with our special guest, Jesse Jones. welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming over here, Jesse, all the way down to San Diego.
Yeah.
You're only in Point Loma, though, right?
Coronado.
Okay,
Yeah.
Coronado. That's where I drove from this morning.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
Oh, it's so nice over there.
So nice today.
Well, it was great to get you here on the show. I know you've been busy racing back east. We'll talk about that at Crandon and stuff. But let's talk about what you first started racing.
Well, back in '99, I bought a quad and we went and raced the Parker 425. I think it was that. Whiplash put it on at that time. And just kind of evolved from there.
So, you know, did you grow up in the dirt? You were saying before air that you grew up in Arizona. So obviously dirt, you rolled around in dirt as a child.
Yeah, a lot
Was
of
your
desert.
family into it? This is very family-oriented sport, usually passed down from man to man. So is that how you got your start in off-road?
Not really. My father ropes. He's a competitive team roper, and that's what I grew up around. I had a three-wheeler, and we went and we rode in the desert a little bit when I was younger, but never raced anything until I bought that quad and raced it at Parker. So the first off-road race that I went to, I was actually in.
So your first race you race on, you win.
Well, in sportsman, okay.
Right, but that's all right.
We won our class.
Still won.
Yeah.
Still won.
Well, we were pretty proud of it.
That got you motivated. You know?
Yes.
So from sportsman class, where did that take off into? Where did you guys? What was your next step? Did you and your buddies just want to hang out for a couple years there, race some quads, have some fun, or you really realized I'm good at this and I want to go off and do bigger and better?
Well, I bought a Class 8 in 2001, and we went and we started racing the desert or the Mexico races,
okay,
San Felipe and stuff. And really, that's what hooked me, was getting the truck and how loud it was and the crowds and everything. And so it just kind of went from there.
All right.
And then let's talk about, for a while there, Jesse, you were buying these trucks, having them built. You sell one to Bryce Minzy, and you take this young man from a Class 10 champion all the way to the trophy trucks. Pretty cool.
Well, I mean, he took himself.
Right.
I'll take a little credit, but honestly, today he's the one giving me pointers. So, yeah, a few years ago, Rick Geiser and I got together, and I basically spec'd a lot of trucks, 5 trucks, and it gave Ricky the ability to go out and make more economical purchases and things, because we had a higher quantity. And as I would race them, then I would sell them, and Bryce bought one of those, and that's when Bryce and Steve and I started talking a lot, and Bryce and I developed a pretty good friendship. That's where we are today, racing together.
With Bryce Mindy, he's such a young racer, young driver. Him growing up in the sport of off-road, were you one of his guys that he looked up to? Does he ever tell you anything about that?
No, he won't ever give me that.
He won't ever give you that
credit. I have a big enough head right now. Bryce isn't gonna add to that.
Wow.
It's tough for Bryce and I to be in the same vehicle at the same time,
come
because
on.
our heads will barely fit. You can't get the door closed.
I mean, I've seen videos of you guys having fun after the races, and you guys look like you're best of friends.
Yeah, we have a pretty good time.
We can't even show that video.
No, we're not going to show that.
Is that private stuff we can't even find on YouTube? The other Bryce that we don't know. It's pretty cool. But,
yeah. Bryce is a good young man. He's a good young man all around. I mean, he's a good race car driver, but he's just a good person also.
Well, Jesse, you got out of the three-wheelers and the four-wheelers and all that, and your first racing that you really started blossoming was that Class 8?
Yeah, Class 8, and then from Class 8, we moved into trophy truck. I had a trophy truck built by a guy in Riverside. And then we never did any good with that truck. It just wasn't a good piece. And I was also not a good driver, and so I broke it. There was just a bad combination. Bad truck and bad driver equals not very good finishes.
Right. So when was it that you found yourself actually being successful?
In 2006, I won the Trick Truck Championship. So that was a brand new Geyser truck that we took, and that was the next step as far as off-road racing goes. We went from Class 8 to trophy truck, and then won the championship 5 years later.
Would you say that, throughout the years of you guys just doing trial and error, was it you teaching yourself and learning all your knowledge about driving and racing just through trial and error and your own experience, or were you able to be with someone who had the experience that you were able to learn from and take from?
Definitely, it was just from trial and error. I never really hung around anybody, no other drivers or anything, and so I never got any pointers. It was just going out and putting my head down and making mistakes and learning from them and trying not to make as many mistakes the next time you drive.
Self-taught.
Now, the trophy truck that you finally started back in 2010, after you won the bid. Let's talk a little bit about another championship that you did in 2010.
Yeah, we won the SCORE Trophy Truck Championship in 2010, and that was a product of the latest evolution of the Geyser trucks. We had a pretty competitive truck that year, along with Andy McMillan. We battled back and forth all year long with Andy, and it came down to the 1,000. I think a 4-point difference between us. And
wow.
so, and Andy was driving the latest and greatest also. So I think our trucks were pretty evenly matched.
Incredible. I know he has some great 1000s down there with you. So definitely a great battle in 2010.
Yeah. Him and his dad, they just killed it. They were on fire. They won it, 3 years in a row, I think, maybe 2.
Wow.
Right, so let's get back with you and Menzie driving together in your guys' truck. I actually was curious, we were talking about this beforehand, you guys were saying something more about along the lines of budgeting, but why is it that you guys race the SCORE races and, HDRA is is it because the HDRA races are more shorter? What is it exactly with you
No,
guys?
not at all. We would love to go out and be involved in the HDRA series, but it was all so last minute at the beginning of the year. He put the series together, and we had already done our budget and our planning for the entire year of racing, and so it's something that we might be interested in doing next year. We'll have to look at it, and as soon as we get the schedule, then hopefully we can race some more because we like to race.
Awesome.
Now, a couple questions. The same year in 2001 and 2010, it's kind of weird. You won both races that year that you did back in 2001 as you did in 10. San Felipe and Prim, they were kind of like a great race for you.
Yeah, I'm a better driver in the rough. I feel very comfortable going fast through big bumps, and so the road races, the 500 and 1,000, those kind of give me a little bit of a challenge. I don't have a lot of car control on the graded roads and things, but if you can put my head down and, crash through the bumps, it seems like I do better.
With you and Bryce switching off, is that really where you make up for time in the races, on the tracks, on the courses? Where does he make up time? Where do you guys make up time? What are your guys' pros and cons as far as...
He makes up time on me everywhere. But
you got to give yourself some more credit than that. Come on.
I like to drive at night, and I do like to drive the rougher sections, the more technical and rougher sections. And Bryce does really good at high speeds.
Wow. Now, are you we'll talk a little bit in a few minutes about Crandon, but with Bryce's schedule, he's busy back east at Torque. He's done some Lucas. He's doing the rally cars. Is there any interest to go with him on that, some of that?
Well, I just now built a new Pro 2. We built it in-house at Menzies Motorsports. And so, yeah, I'm going to go and pursue that next year with Bryce. Or beside Bryce, not with him. I'm not a Red Bull athlete, so
right.
I can't be with him. But we're going to put our tent up beside him.
That's cool. What about rally cars? Have you thought about that?
No interest.
No interest.
He's strictly dirt.
Yeah.
Well, I know, I talked to Bryce about it a couple times. He just is on that edge, and he needs a little better car, and he just says that he would do better with his trophy truck at those races, he thinks.
Yeah, I know that he's struggling with the equipment this year, but they'll figure it out. Bryce surrounds himself with really, really good people, and so he may be off a little bit one year, but it's not going to be 2. I can guarantee you that.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about Crandon. How did that weekend treat you?
It wasn't too good. I raced a little bit of short course a few years ago, but I never did any good at it, and it was just a lot of racing, so I quit doing it. The new Pro 2 came along. Crandon was my first race. Went back there. I had never ever watched a race on television. I had no idea what Crandon was all about. I didn't realize it was this big, huge
Oh,
thing.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
Out in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I jump in the truck, and the first turn is super intimidating, about 105 miles an hour. You pitch her off into a turn. It's off camber and falling off camber turn into unknown. It was definitely intimidating, but it felt good. It really good. The first day I got 9th, and then the second day I think I went 6 turns into the race and got punted and broke the truck. Wow. And then we put it back together, and we ended up with a 5th in the cup race in the truck.
So maybe a little more of this next year, huh?
Yeah, no. We're scheduled right now to go out and do a 3-day test, try to get me 150 laps or so I'm a little better in the truck.
So as far as Crandon for next year, you'll be able to be a little bit more prepared.
You better watch out.
A little bit more
Start
prepared.
looking.
Right.
You know what the secret is with Crandon? I think the drivers, you guys all do better if you go through the woods first and party with all the locals.
Oh, back at
Yes.
Jurassic Park?
Yes,
Yeah, I got a
Jurassic
little
Park.
taste of that moonshine back there. That was
Wow.
pretty crazy stuff going on. Naked slip and slide.
Jeez.
Wisconsin, I don't even know, Wisconsonians.
Right.
They are crazy people. My
Yeah.
family's from there. My family's nuts. And they love the cheese.
They're really
Cheese
nice.
Yes.
Cheese curds.
Yes, cheese
We had
curds.
some cheese curds while we were there.
Well,
Not good for you.
Jesse, it takes a lot of money to race these things, and
Right.
I know you have a business. Let's talk a little bit about your business.
Yeah, I own an aerospace manufacturing company. We're based out of Phoenix. I have operations in Mexico and some joint ventures in Europe. And we build turbine engine components for Honeywell, United Technology, Pratt & Whitney, things like that. So,
Wow. So that keeps you busy.
yeah, we stay pretty busy with that. I've got a really good team of management in place, and it allows me to go and take off and test and race. And, I'm leaving here tomorrow with Cameron Steele, and we're doing a 4-day ride, a surf and turf ride, where we ride our bikes from Ensenada down to Punta San Carlos, down to Solo Sports. And we're going to camp out there a couple days and surf.
And speaking of Mexico, we wanted to talk about the Baja Beach Bash donation.
Yeah, Cameron came to me, Cameron and Johnny, they do it every year, and they came to me this year and explained to me what it was all about. And since I've just started getting back into riding motorcycles, I wanted to participate in it. It looked like a good cause, the orphanage down there.
Yeah.
And so we made a donation, and it works out good. It helps everybody out.
Yeah,
So
those
it's,
two are
it's
great.
actually for an orphanage.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get a grasp of what this is because this is the first time I ever heard about it. So I wanted to learn about it. It's a orphanage down in Mexico.
Yeah, down in
Santa, it's right, I know where it's at, but it's right off the Highway 1 as you go below Santa Tomas, heading
Right,
south.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with names.
So you guys just head down there and you guys make a donation towards the orphanage and you guys party on the beach. Do you bring the little kids out with you to party with you? I mean, what's going on?
No, we started the ride in Santa Tomas and went out into the hills there, rode around, and came back into Arendara. We spent the night there in Arendara the first night, and then the second night we rode down the beach, or the second day we rode down the beach, and ended up there at the orphanage in the afternoon. Ate some lunch, visited with the kids, presented the check. I think Cameron and Johnny were able to raise $32,000, which is a huge amount of money for those guys down there.
5,000 of it was yours. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Yeah. But it is cool because, Diane, I went down there. Maybe one time we could go down there when we're in Mexico. The kids just come out of the school and go crazy, and Johnny Campbell there and Colton Udall.
Right.
And all the racers, and they just love it. I mean,
Those
it's
guys
pretty
are
cool.
legends,
Yeah.
And it's a big deal. And in Baja, Mexico, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of professional sporting exposure, and so for us to go down there, we're highly thought of. So it's awesome.
Now, sponsors, we know you're with Fox. Anybody else?
Fox, Impact, the KMC Wheels, and I think that's about it. Or BFG. Yeah.
Great help. We got one right
Don't
there.
worry,
We got your tire right back there. So what's, in it for 2014? You already talked about the Pro 2, but what about Baja? Do you like Baja better than the States, kind of?
Definitely. I enjoy Baja. One of the things I like about it is we're able to go down and pre-run and, spend some time down there just playing around. So we'll definitely race all the Baja races. as far as the U.S. races, Parker for sure, Vegas to Reno, and the Mint. You know, those are the big ones that you know for a fact you're going to hit.
Yeah.
And then as far as that,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a good, you know, you picked out definitely some, you know, great races. And I know teaming up, now you're going to team up at the 1,000 with Bryce this year.
Yeah, depending on where it goes, that's the plan right now, is for me to drive with Bryce.
Wow.
Last year we drove my truck, and so this year we need to drive his. We get to wear one out, at least switch off which one we beat up, right?
yes, you still got to show him some pointers. I know that you say that he shows you. I don't believe
I'm
that.
gonna drive that thing like I ain't got a dime in it.
Good.
No, you know, you talk about it, you know, he definitely looks up to you, trust me. He's always talked to me up there, I mean, a couple races. Even at Vegas to Reno, I bring this one up. Here's a funny story. Let's let the people know about the crazy story at Vegas to Reno, what you did to Bryce.
Yeah, we were, Bryce was second on the road behind Justin Lofton. I was third on the road. So we were talking back and forth and decided that we needed to push up against Justin because we knew some of the trophy truck guys were coming up from the back and they were getting us on time. We needed to clear Lofton and, you know, set our own pace. So we pushed up tight against him, and I pushed up tight, or Bryce pushed up tight against Justin, and I pushed up tight against Bryce. And there was a course deviation, and we didn't mark it down on our GPS. Bryce drove into about a 6-foot deep rain rut, ended up on his side. Well, I'm going along, and I have the exact same GPS trail that I'm following, coming along. I ran into the hole. All I see is number 70 laying on its side, and I'm going about probably 35 miles an hour, hit him. It knocked him out of the hole and up onto, up on all four wheels and up straight. And it stopped me before I got to where I would get stuck and flip like he did. Put the truck in reverse, backed out. He was fine. We continued on. Well, I tore his jack off. So when he got, when he got a flat tire, it kind of took him out of the race. They had to go about 10 miles on a flat.
So from there, how'd you guys end up finishing?
I finished second and he finished third.
Oh, that's perfect. See, you beat him, right?
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, big-headed right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us here on Dirt Live, Jesse.
Thanks
It's been
for having
great
me.
hearing about your stories and where you came from and your racing and what's coming up for you. Pretty cool. Thanks a lot, Jesse.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jesse, for coming out.
Thanks.
Well, we're going to go to commercial and we'll be right back here on Dirt Live.
Awesome trip.
For those who pledge allegiance to life, liberty, and the endless pursuit of a damn good time, we have one suggestion. Find your passion in Reno Tahoe, USA. 4 seasons, 1,000 reasons. Visit RenoTahoe.com.
That should do it, Grandma. She just needed a bit of stop week.
Yep, everyone likes a Sunday morning drive, especially when you can try something different. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak guarantees your power steering will perform the way you need it to. And we mean perform. It's uniquely blended to stop leaks, noises, and hard spots with as little as 1 bottle. Even rack and pinion problems. So have some fun and drive your car the way it was meant to be driven with our guaranteed Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. With Lucas, every drive will feel, blessed. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak.
Tacky.
You're a little late, Doreen.
Got a little sidetracked.
It's granny approved for cars and trucks.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. We're here with another guest, Todd Tenenbrook, right?
Close. Tenbrook.
Tenbrook.
There you
God.
go. You did it.
George, step it up.
Yeah.
How you doing? How you guys
Hi,
doing?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
How's Point Loma treating you today?
It's awesome. I'm not there right now.
I
I
know.
was not. It was nice this morning when I left very early. Very
I know,
early.
we're so lucky here.
I know, it's so nice to be here in San Diego. Let's just start out. You know, Todd, we know you're the first co-driver we've ever brought on the show, which
Interesting.
is cool. We
Yeah.
want to, let's find out, did you race as a kid? Were you
I
doing
raced
that?
motorcycles and stuff as a kid, and then my dad raced off-road when I was younger, so that kind of, you know, set
It's
the
embedded
hook.
into your genetics a little bit.
For
Okay.
sure. So, and then as I got older, you know, and out of school and stuff, I kind of knew it's what I wanted to do, so I got a job in the industry and been a part of it ever since.
So your first big win as a co-driver, when was that?
It actually wasn't that long ago, to be honest with you. I mean, going back, like I rode with a few people a little bit here and there and did a lot of smaller cars and stuff, and it really wasn't my cup of tea. And then I got asked in '07 to ride with Andy and Scott in the trophy truck. And so the big first win was probably, to us anyways, Henderson for me in 2008. So not that long ago.
So it really wasn't until you got into the big, nice trophy truck.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, no, I'm going to skip all the other classes.
No,
I'm
I
gonna go
did.
straight-
I did plenty of smaller stuff, but it just, I don't know. It
Didn't
wasn't,
sit with you well?
Yeah, and I got asked to do it again. Like I had done time in Class 1 cars and stuff, and I got asked to do it again by them, and it sounded like fun, and it worked out. It's different. When it works out good with a driver and the whole situation is good, it makes it really very easy because you just do your job and you have a good time and hopefully results come.
Right. So who are some of the drivers that you've driven with?
Well, racing-wise, I've spent the most time beyond Scott and Andy, probably John Marking. I rode with Danny Anderson some, McCachran a time or two, and just standard. Yeah, I mean, a few people.
And
a
then
lot. And then with my job, I've probably ridden with. You could probably take an entry list at every race that we go to this year and take about 40 people off of it, and I've probably ridden with the rest of them.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's incredible.
So it's pretty wild.
Well, you know, you talked about your first win.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the biggest win. I mean, I kind of know what you might bring up.
For sure, 9,000. For sure. The biggest one, I mean, beyond it being a Baja 1000, so that's gnarly in itself. It meant a lot to the team, I think, because that year we had raced Best in the Desert, and it wasn't, we'd done very well in the series. We ended up winning the series that year, but we kind of got a little bit of smack talk because we were there and not, doing the big races and stuff. So for us to show up at the 1,000, and I mean, reality, we pretty much killed them. That was awesome. That was the most special part about it to me, is to be a part of a team that worked super hard and everything just worked out, and we had a great day. I mean, no flats, no anything. You just kept moving, and it was really fun, really, really fun.
I was on the podium with you guys when you did finish, and I know Andy, very emotional. I mean, crying.
Sure.
I know a lot because of Grandpa. I mean, he's always looking up to him.
It's big to all of us. I mean, I understand his situation, like not completely because it's different, but being around it and being involved in it and looking at it from as long as you basically could remember, and then to do that it's a gnarly thing. It really is. It's super emotional. You feel it for sure, 100%. I get it.
And then back it up a year later with another
The year, 2 years,
2 years
later.
later,
We won 09 and 2011.
Incredible.
yeah, it was a good
So,
time.
so tell us what it's like to actually sit in and co-drive that car and navigate for these drivers.
Basically, your sole purpose is to give information, monitor vehicles, you know, what's going on with the car, and change tires. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. Sometimes it's the funnest thing you've ever done, and sometimes it's hell strapped into a seat, basically. But it's different for everybody. I mean, everybody that co-drives, because just the dynamic between the driver itself, what the driver is looking for, what they want, you've got to definitely have some people skills, and you've definitely got to build a relationship with that person. And it's completely different. Every one of them's different. Every one of them I've ever dealt with is different. So you're primarily doing a lot of work, though. You're usually monitoring, like I said, monitoring the race car takes a little bit because, you know, if you're even if you're not having issues, there's pits that are basically they're planning, and even though there's a main plan laid out, they're having to make changes as well, and they don't always know what's going on with the vehicle. So to me, I've always felt it's really vital to give as much information to the people outside of the truck as I can, so they've got an idea of what's going on before we even show up there. Because you can lose races in the pits for sure, and if you could save them 2 minutes by knowing what they've got to have ready when you get there is big. And then changing flats. You got to do that fast because you can lose minutes there as well.
How's the tire changing been going for you lately?
Not too good. Not too good. I got called in to do the Vegas to Reno. Me and Andy did, honestly, and we both got called the morning before, so I wasn't ready for it. We had 2 of them, and yeah, they weren't my best ones, that's for sure.
You know, I changed, well,
Yeah.
what was it?
Pit Crew Challenge in Reno.
I did the Pit Crew Challenge in Reno, and I didn't actually pull the tire off and all that, but I did have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have to say I'm a pretty good jackhammer.
Hey, I have to tell you, it's harder than anybody thinks it is. Anybody that tells you it's easy, they're full of it completely because you've already been in something that's kind of beating you up for a while, and then you've got, you got your suit and your helmet and your head and neck restraint on. You got to get out, pull jack, pull tire, the whole nine. It's not easy, and at the same time, sometimes you've got a pretty impatient driver, and you're trying to do it in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I mean, legitimate 2 to 2.5 minutes. You need to. I mean, it's part of the game, so it's never easy. It's never easy.
Well, you brought up a good point. An excited driver, he wants to get going again. You're outside there, all you can hear is zzz, 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 everything going. What do you do in that cab as a co-driver to calm him down? I mean, how do you do it?
You just talk to him. I honestly have been pretty fortunate. I haven't had to deal with that very often lately, for sure, the last few years. But even before that, you just take it. I mean, you can either, if you have the ability to talk to them and calm them down, that all for the better. But, as long as they're doing their job, you just kind of let them do what they do. That's what I've learned, because you start trying to tell them what to do or what not to do, all it's going to do is screw them up. So like I said earlier, it's all about just giving them the information that they really want. And once you've done that, you kind of let them do their job. If they don't mess with me, I won't mess with them type situation.
Well, let's talk, and Diana will learn from this too. It's pretty cool. Talk a little bit about the Lawrence, the screen GPS in front of you, and you're able to keep track of oil temperature, the water temperature, all that.
Well, it's separate, but yeah. So you have your GPS, which is basically your track. And then we'll go through, that's why pre-running is really crucial, because you'll actually mark things, from rocks to ditch on the outside to a lot of that stuff. So that's the information primarily you're giving the driver most of the time. Then on top of that, depending on the situation of the vehicle, you have either gauges or, an ADL, like a pod that's giving you all the information that you can scroll through. So there's a lot of information right in front of you. Basically, the vitals of the vehicle and the path that you're following is in front of the co-driver. That's their job.
Well, I want to talk a little bit because you said you've ridden with so many different guys, and you do a lot of shock testing with a lot of racers. So how has that really been a key benefit transitioning into your co-driver position?
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
you probably know a lot more about cars than majority of co-drivers, right?
No, I wouldn't say
No?
that necessarily. I
Alright.
mean, honestly, like most co-drivers are very good at their job. I mean, if you looked at the top guys, the top 20 or 30 guys, usually the guys they have riding in the truck with them are awesome.
Right.
Honestly, I think that the time I have spent with doing the shock stuff and everything, got a little bit more on a lot with that part of the spectrum for sure. Spending that much time in different vehicles definitely teaches you a lot. But it's not just the shock side. I mean, there's so much to the racing it's everything. It's tire management, it's vehicle management, it's, being smooth, not making mistakes. So you have to be good at everything, honestly.
Yeah. Now let's talk about what's coming up at the 1,000. We had Jessica on the show last week.
Yeah.
And you're the co-driver. Let's talk about what do you do to keep her on top of it?
Give her the information. I mean, I've ridden with her before, but this is going to be the first big one, so I'm really excited about it. She asked, and I totally was down from the get-go, and I think we're going to have a good time. My goal is to keep her happy and have a good time and go do our best. I mean, it's all about having fun at the end of the day. So really just cruise.
What's it been like transitioning from the guys to now the ladies?
It's not that bad.
You want to know? So I was going to say.
You know why I say that though? I'll be honest with you. Because I've ridden with so many people, I've ridden with some really bad people. So a driver's a driver, honestly. I mean, they all have their shortcomings. It doesn't matter if you're a girl or a guy, you have your temper tantrums and you have your issues that bother you and you have your things that make you happy and you just figure them out, right? It's all relative to me. If I really thought about it, I don't think it matters, honestly. I just don't. I don't know.
So the girls have just as much experience and knowledge driving?
No.
See, okay.
But
learning?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe area knowledge and stuff, for sure. But it's really, I've only ridden with Jessica, besides, and she's the only girl I've ridden with, really. So she's got a lot of experience too, That family's been around there a long time and they know their way around. So it's not that big of a transition, to be honest with you, in that case, for sure.
Now, the 1,000, are you committed to the whole race, or?
I'm racing with Jess in the truck, so that's my goal for the 1,000.
Because we're hearing a few rumors.
No, that's all I know right now.
Okay, because you're old. We won't talk about that, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what he's doing.
I won't bring it up either. It's in the works. There's some little.
I've heard things, but I don't know anything.
Okay.
So, you've been co-driving for so long. How come you haven't driven?
I don't make enough money.
Oh, you don't make enough money. So if it was up to you and you had money, you would be driving?
Yeah, probably. For sure I would. I really do have a good time riding, to be honest with you. As you start seeing what the good drivers can do too, it's, every sports has people that are really good at things, and we have some really good people, and it's a tough deal. I don't know. I think I could see myself in smaller classes for fun, but I don't know. I never really thought about it.
Do you ever, I've seen a lot of the co-drivers when they come in the podium and talk to them, and some are not able, certain instances, they get sick from all the driving, turns. Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, the 2009 Baja 1000, I pretty much puked my way through Ojos Negros. But I'll give myself a little bit of an okay on that one. The week before we pre-ran, I literally missed 3 days of it. And I was in a hotel room in San Felipe with nausea and throwing up, the flu anyway. So I was not 100% to start. And there's been other times, you know what happens is as a co-driver, you learn tricks. And the biggest thing is you're always trying to find a horizon. If you can find a horizon, it's basically like if you've ever gone fishing and you got seasick. As soon as you start seeing land, you start feeling better again. So if you can find horizon, for me anyways, in my instance, in my case, it's always helped me out. So you start getting situations where it's super foggy or it's nighttime or it's really dusty and you don't see a lot for a long ways and you're literally staring at a TV in front of you while you're going whichever way the driver's putting the input to. Yeah. It's tough. There's definitely times even now where there's times where you just got to gut it out. You basically, I haven't been fishing lately, so I don't know if I could, but you can talk yourself out of it a lot of times. At least I've found.
Yeah, the brain is amazing, right?
Yeah, but it's not fun. It's not a fun experience, that's for sure.
That's some great input. I mean, guys out there watching right now that are co-drivers, I think you probably helped a lot of them out.
The biggest thing I'd say to other co-drivers is be comfortable with your situation. I know it sounds silly, but I've done it, gone around it, and it's bothered me. Get a helmet that you really are comfortable with. Yeah. Get a suit that you're really comfortable with. Know the car well. Try to know the course as best you can, because anytime there's a familiarity there, there's a comfort zone that comes along with it, and it'll make a difference, a big difference, for sure, for sure.
Go ahead.
All right, so out of all the places in Mexico that you've been to, racing and not racing, we always ask this question, what's your favorite? What would you have to say? As a co-driver, what's your favorite? Because obviously we know you're staring at the TV screen all the time.
We're not talking, we're just saying.
Let's talk about driving first, and then
racing.
We'll talk about just...
Racing, probably the best part is coming into Ensenada knowing that you're going to win.
That's wash coming down the wash.
Yeah, for sure. The last turn, because you could at least push it from there. Honestly, I went to a place called Punishavato one time, and it was beautiful. It was really, really cool. I really liked it.
I've never even heard of that place, so now I'm going to have to check it out.
It's right above Santa Rosalia. It's a point take a dirt road out, and it's pretty unspoiled, but there's really nice places there and stuff. It's really cool. Really cool.
Another one to add to the bucket list for us.
Yeah, it's a place to go. Now, you talked about racing, but is there any, you like the Mexico races better? You've ridden so many races in the States. I mean, is that more fun to race down there?
That's a tough one. I really find enjoyment in pre-running, so the Mexico, that kind of comes along with it. But to me, I like them all. I mean, I'm a fan of the rougher races, but they're all a challenge. I have never really broke it down like that. I think, Mexico's still the best.
I was going to say, as far as pre-running goes, it's definitely the best because you can go down 2-3 weeks in advance, take your time.
It is.
It's more relaxed. You go into the race stress-free.
Is a little more, I'd definitely say Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, you got any more for him?
No.
I think we've learned a heck of a lot.
I think he definitely covered all the bases for co-driving.
So I talk too much?
No, you don't talk too much at all. You talk the perfect amount.
Did he help you out you want to co-drive, I know.
Yeah, I mean, if I join Jessica and Heidi, you're going to have to be right next to me,
I'll help you out. No
You'll
problem.
help me out?
Yeah, for sure.
Just don't throw up on me.
You're
going to me. I just told you I could talk myself out of it.
I want to see her, because that's a... Because I think what it is that when you're looking at the monitor and your driver is doing, just like you said earlier, that's the part that's like being on a roller coaster.
Ginger root gum. Yep. You can buy it at CVS and Rite Aid.
So that's the trick.
That's the trick.
All right, there we go.
I always have ginger root gum.
I'm going to take that one with me when I go fishing as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad we brought you on here. We got a lot of great information. Todd, once again, a great guy that knows how to set up the shocks from
for
Fox.
Having me on, guys.
Thank you, Todd.
This guy is at Fox. If you need anything, get a hold of him over there. And we're going to go to commercial and be right back here on Dirt Live.
In 1997, Wide Open Excursions created a unique experience unlike anything seen before. Each year, we put thousands of adventure seekers behind the wheel of our off-road race cars. With our roots in northern Baja and the natural expansion to Cabo San Lucas, Wide Open is proud to announce our newest location, Reno, Nevada, making this incredible experience available in the United States. Book your adventure today. Call 949-635-2292 or visit wideopenreno.com.
Hello, my name is Pat Dean. I'm the owner of Butch's Beach Shop, which I purchased in 2007 from my father, Butch Dean. We've just done an awesome renovation of the store to carry all lines of high-performance off-road parts. And I'd love for you to come inside and check us out.
You've never experienced off-road racing like this. Join the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series as they take you up close and personal with some of the hottest names in the racing business. Feel like you're part of the action with a front row seat and join the hard-hitting action of off-road racing. Lucas Oil Off-Road on MAV TV.
Welcome back to Dirt Live. Another great show, Diana.
Another great show in the books. And Jesse, Todd, they were awesome for us.
That guy's crazy, Jesse. He's pretty cool.
I know. We get to talk to our, visitors off air for a little bit. So we always get a little bit more personal off air, and it's hilarious. He cracks up everyone on set. But great interviews from them today. And we also have the Moapa race coming up. Yeah. The Las Vegas 300 presented by Mirage and the Indian Band of Paiutes. Can't forget about that. Right. Coming up here in just a couple weeks. And going to be a night race. It's going to be a good time. Yeah. If you guys want to check it out, all you have to do is head on over to hdarace.com. All the information is there. If you guys still need to enter and fill out your entry forms, all the information is on there as well. And then
the following week is followed up by the Off-Road Expo over in Pomona.
Yes.
We'll be there on the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yep.
You and I will be doing some live shows. We want all you people out there watching to come by and see us, see how we make this show happen. We're going to have autograph sessions from all the great guys, motorcycle guys, car guys, truck guys, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so if you're in the Southern California area, Pomona Fairgrounds, awesome place. Going to be a great trade show and going to be an awesome booth set up for us. And come on by, say hi to us, and get your autographs.
We're going to do the drawing also for the Baja 1000, so that'll be one of those days.
Which is very exciting. You know what? We have the Baja 1000 coming up in November. It's getting close. The end of our season is coming. It's going to be a big bang.
Well, I guess it's time we got to check out. We want to thank all the sponsors, the fans, everybody for tuning in tonight here. Once again, tune in next Tuesday right here on Dirt Live, 7 o'clock every week. And also, don't forget about the Throwback Thursday.
That's right. Don't miss us on Throwback Thursday.
Right. George Anto.
Diana Dahlgren, and we're out of here.
See you next week. Bye.
Dirt Live is brought to you in part by Wide Open Excursions. It's your turn to drive. Dirt Live, promoting racers one interview at a time.